The second round of negotiations between the United States and Cuba are taking place in Washington with the aim of re-establishing relations between the two countries. The conversations follow a delegation of U.S. lawmakers, including House Minority Leader Nancy Pelosi, who traveled to Cuba earlier this month. This round of talks will focus on the steps necessary to establish mutual embassies as well as human rights. Our correspondent Alexandra Hall now with more in Washington.
Well, a second round of negotiations has begun in Washington between the United States and Cuba as they move forward in reestablishing diplomatic relations. One of the biggest issues we expect to come up in today's meetings is the issue of Cuba remaining on the U.S. state sponsors of terrorism list. Now, because of its status, Cuba has a lot of difficulty in finding a U.S. bank that will do business with it. That means that every transaction it does in the United States must be done in cash. We've heard from the State Department that that's not good for either side as they do business and moving forward and opening embassies in their respective countries. That the removal of Cuba from the state sponsors of terrorism list is a review process that's going on now, and many people have asked why it's taking so long. We've heard from senior State Department officials that simply it's a complicated process. We're sure to have more information on the conclusions from today's meetings when diplomatic officials deliver their remarks from the State Department this afternoon. I'm Alexandra Hall in Washington for Telesur.
Giving a little context now to the historic talks taking place between the U.S. and Cuba. The dialogue is a result of announcements made by both President Raul Castro and Barack Obama on December 17th. Those announcements outlined a desire by both countries to normalize relations. This includes a loosening restriction imposed on the Caribbean island by Washington in areas of finance and travel, as well as conversations regarding human rights. Cuba has been emphatic about having its name removed from the U.S.'s list of state sponsors of terrorism. Now, they have also insisted on the need for the United States to return Guantanamo Bay to the island and end the more than 5-decade-old blockade.